Welcome back to King Narai, episode 5 of Trial by Flight. In the intermission of these two episodes, 4 and the beginning of 5, I went to the comment section and I found out there was a way that I can make this work using redstone lamps instead of note blocks because, bug rock, yeah. Anyway, that's why I feel it's important to have a community, because with a community, there's always people who can catch things that you otherwise would not, or even think to look for. With that being said, you might see this massive gaping hole. The plan here is to build a wall. It's supposed to be a base, and I want it to be all encompassing. Maybe not all the way up there, but all encompassing in the details of a wall. And part of that is going to be the gate. This is going to be the main gate, and I decided to build a trench under it so people don't go, why go through the gate with all the defenses when we can just go under? Well, there's going to be water down to Y level 38 and anything below there, and you can go ahead and dig under me. And then there's going to be lava for this first few layers, so the first three on top of the sign. So if you just try to dig down, you'll think, oh boy, there's lava. You'll go deeper and deeper and deeper, maybe even set off a regenerating cobblestone wall, but the point is, you're not getting in. Beyond that, I don't know how we're going to build the gate. I want it to look nice. I don't have a plan. I know I'm using deep slate and spruce, but yeah, we'll see how this goes. Anyway, the plans for today, getting long into the intro, make a creeper farm, make a food farm, build the wall, and maybe make a potion room, a potion bunker, not bunker. We're gonna stop equating potions and bunkers, but a potion room automatically. First things first, I have a huge problem with my nether, and we're gonna nip that in the bud right now. The problem is, as you see when I go in, there's no guarantee you live because it takes forever to load, and all the while you're loading, it puts your character in, but it doesn't actually put you in. And I can't even like attack. It's just I'm in, and I have to hope nothing's on the other side. And because of the way my portal is set up now, I'm gonna eventually turn it into a balcony. Zombies and stuff walking in, and they're just waiting for me on the other side. Just literally waiting. So what we're gonna do is dig a tiny little hole here on both sides and simply put a trapdoor and flick it down. That way I know every time I come in to jump before walking, and then any other mob, oh, there's a full block, let's walk off, and then they die. I hope they won't be able to go to the side. As long as it's like this, they shouldn't be able to get me. Hopefully. Other plans on the agenda, the most important most likely is to make the food farm because I'm down to my last 12 pieces of bread. But I have this sword for a reason, so instead we're going to work on the gas farm first. Additionally to the gas farm, though, I think it'd be very, very important for us to make the sand duper with the little lily pad thing because, yeah, gunpowder, sand, quite the combination. And then we also need a whole bunch of glass for this room. But anyway, I have to go mine out a 50 by 50, not just on a 2 block level, but on a 4 block level. Alright, I don't need any more food. This game has been very generous in that category. So much so, I need to place torches in this room so I can stop getting close to dying. Now, I did place the torches and stuff didn't stop spawning, so I might ditch this. Anyway, here I am mining under a mountain and finding an ancient city. Here I am going into the ancient city. Here's the exact moment I realized this ancient city had been looted. Hey, it wasn't all bad though. It led me to a trial chamber that I eventually mined to the surface of, got my keys, and well, this was a pretty good moment. Oh, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Boom. Right here. Right here, I get to go home. Please, right here. Let's go. I feel it. Yes! I feel it. And a book. Oh my goodness, thank you. Finally. Finally. It hurts. I'm trying to... Okay, there we go. Oh, it hurts. We got wind burst and density. Oh, it took so long. Alright, I went back home and enchanted my mace, looking nice. I wanted Fire Aspect 2, but it gave me Density 5. I would have preferred Breach 4, but you know what, I kept it, put Mending and Unbreaking on it, and here we are. Now, in returning home, I collected some more dog breeds, and I was like, you know, I should probably build some more here, because this is my base. That's just my military base, so I was thinking, and I was like, if you come into my house, the average viewer knows the secret of this room. But any other player that knows me and doesn't know it are like, he spent too much time on his base to have just this. There's got to be more. So what we're going to do to make it seem like that, and it actually helps, we're going to make a potion room right down here that goes that way. Now, we still have to have some type of potion thing at the military base because we need the arrows, like at least the damage arrows, maybe slow falling, but we'll take care of that maybe in a future video. We'll do the archery. We'll have something about archery. But for this video, the potions we're going to be doing today, we're going to have all the necessity ones, and we're just going to build a room for automatic potions, way bigger than the alchemist bunker. Right, now, when I said big, I meant big. Right now, we're still in the building phase, but we're going to have potions here. I'm thinking fire res, regeneration, strength. There's going to be 6 potions. Night vision. What was the other one? Water breathing. And maybe invisibility. That was my 6th. But I think those are the 6 I'm going to make. The actual ones good for shooting people and good for other stuff, damage and stuff, we're going to have that at the actual military base. But for here, that's what we're going to have. And you go to the back, we don't have a sorting system like we did before, but we have a mega, and I mean mega, nether wart farm. That's still in the process of being built, but you get the gist. It's going to go all the way up. We're going to have 3 layers of soul sand, nether wart, and then some dispensers at the top. Click a button. All of it's going to go, and then you got to replant it. You got to replant it. Alright, real quick, I made some quality of life improvements. First of all being, I made a balcony to my nether portal. I said I was going to do it, and finally did. It's not amazing, something looks wrong here, but looks good. Then, for the copper bulbs that I needed inside of the nether wart farm, I went ahead and made a, just a whole drown farm, and then I made an item sorter for it. And using my skills there, I took it to the iron farm I had here and upgraded it as well. So all the iron crafts into iron blocks, and then everything else is sorted here. Believe it or not, guys, I even made a garden over here. So that's what's been taking this video so long to get out. This big old garden. I put a wall over here just to make it realistic and nothing much. But then finally, and most importantly, coming through the nether portal, I laid some tracks from here all the way back to Jordan's portal, which is great and all. The only problem is, eventually down the tunnel, I run out of redstone to power the rails, and then a little bit farther than that, I run out of rails themselves. Now let's take this one problem at a time, because while we could build a simple and easy gold farm, it's much better to build a witch farm so we're able to get redstone. You know, the improvement of the drops. And I believe we have a witch hut close to spawn. I'm gonna check that out real quick. Oh, witches also drop gunpowder, which means I don't have to build the creeper farm. Not yet. It will be built. It will be built there, but I want to hurry up and get this video out, and that is a huge project, and yeah, we're doing everything we can to skip this creeper farm. The AFK spot is done. If I come down here, that should be the farm built in its entirety, and all I should have to do is... Oh my god. That was literally in the time it took me to build up there, design that, which didn't take long, and then come back down and put the ladders up. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to put a item sorter here, redstone blocks, gunpowder, glowstone block. Jeez. I mean, now that that's done, our gunpowder problem is solved, so is our redstone problem, so now we can finish the rails. Now you might be saying, whoa, 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 King, you may have solved the problem of the sticks and the redstone, but what about the gold for the powered rails? Well, a gold farm, yes, but I don't want to build a gold farm worse than what Rogue has. Rogue has a very, very good gold farm. I think that's a 30 portal. And then he has the daggone trading system here. Or not system, but the little trading hall here. It's not automatically sorted, so that's an improvement I can make. And we go to his nether. Yeah, this is a survival world, just a copy so I can record this, by the way. He did this all in survival by himself. He's doing a very good job. But inside of here, if we come up to the top, there's an automatic... Let me see if I can get him to demo this.
I didn't hear what you said. I also didn't realize my mic was muted.
Alright, here he comes. So I'm gonna stand back, but you give this guy something, it then generates a up and down thing that makes him throw it out, and then with this little brewing stand system, blocks travel like this, and it's all just sorted. See some stuff getting grabbed out, yep, watching it. So, it's quite the system, and me not wanting to be one outdone, I'm either not going to make a gold farm or I'm going to make one better than this, and there's not a lot of room to make improvements. Alright, now back to the main attraction, the Great Gate. I've went ahead and finished mining, and I've also put kelp in every single block of this. I'm never doing this again. But now, very simply, all I should have to do is come down here and boom, 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 boom. And if you try to break in, you accidentally get sucked in. It's pushing you into the lava and you can't get out. You're just kind of cooked. Now, my only concern is that this might cause a lot of lag, the bubbles. Boy, does that look beautiful. Now the lava is going to go on this layer, so below that I'm just going to place a layer of blocks so that it can spread out, and then eventually we'll break it. Alright, looking good, and now very simply we strategically place lava. Now I don't know how we're going to do it, because I don't want a lot of flowing lava, but I also don't have the resources to make a whole bunch. So maybe just around every corner, and then I'm hoping this should be small enough. I might not have to put it in the middle. I might. So middle, and then the sides. That's a lot of lava. Oh boy. Well, that right there is hot. I would hate to fall into that one. The only thing we should have to do now... Oh, why'd I do it in the middle? Anyway, all we should have to do is break the blocks below. If I could swim, that would be great. I don't know how to efficiently do this, but pretty much I just got to clear all the netherite. Alright, this right here is just insane to me. Oh my goodness. This is probably one of the better things I've done in terms of castle building. This is probably my second dabble, and this isn't a castle, but this is quite the moat. I've never built one this good. So very simply, now that this beautiful thing is done, I'm just going to border it off with walls. Well, I'm going to end up needing more deep slate, which is going to take me on a trip back to spawn. So in the meantime, we're going to kind of discuss the structural design plans for this thing. First thing, we got to develop a size. I don't know how big I want it to be at all, not in the slightest, but I do know what I want. In the center, I want one layer of obsidian. This is just going to go through the middle, all the way from... Oh, this is lagging. From this side to that side, just one solid layer of obsidian. Beyond that, I'm not sure if you know, but there are blocks with certain resistance, and most blocks, most strong blocks, bricks, stone, if I'm not mistaken, but the deep slate and the black stone, they all have an identical toughness. There's no buff to them. But one step above that, surprisingly, is end stone. End stone is more resistant than any other block, except for, of course, obsidian or water / lava. So the plan is to have one full layer of obsidian just going all the way across this thing, right in the middle, and it'll go however high I need it to be. It's going to be just the main strength of the wall. And then there's going to be a layer of endstone on each side of that. And then it'll be a layer of blackstone, or the design for the actual wall, which you'll see on the outside. But the actual strength part, the core that you won't see, is going to be obsidian and endstone. Pretty strong. Now, before I get that far, I want to point out once more that this is a gate and not a wall. I have to constantly remind myself of that. So, this isn't going to go all the way across. At some point, I need a middle section for you to cross over. And I'm thinking of having like a box. So you got to come in, and then you have to be registered, and you get through maybe a secure door there. That if you're not registered, we either drop lava on your head or something to kill you within the wall, you know what I mean? And then I wanted snowmen as well to shoot from the wall out, but since this is the gate, I don't think that's necessary. But we should have some turrets set up somewhere around here. Alright, now this bad boy here is going to be the design for the gate. It goes about 18 blocks high. We're going to have the thick blocks going all the way through. And here's going to be the entrance. The only problem, of course, we can't put redstone through the bottom, and we also can't do the sides because the sides are supposed to be thick. So the only way to access that I know of is the top, and the only way to do that is with a redstone block. There might be another way, but that's the only way I know. A redstone block connected to a piston. Now, with that being said, I was going to put it to a calibrated sculk sensor. That way I do something, it opens. Really quickly, I took a day in between, and thank the Lord, I think I have it. That should open. There is a calibrated sculk sensor. Man, my throat was tickling or something. I don't know what was going on. But yeah, pretty much I finally got it to work where we have enough room, and I'm proud of it. Now, the last thing left to do is to calibrate it, but I put a neat little feature where there's some wool there, so nothing is going to be set off from this side. Yeah, that's the other side. Alrighty, so here's what we got. We come to the door. Open. Stays open for a while. That's a good while. Now we're in, and now if we try to do it on this side, there is a flaw if you do it like right here, it opens, but you know, that's cool, so if you don't want to waste the arrow. But the cool way to get out is to, of course, you know, come back here. Oh, the door, alright. And run out. That one's a little shorter than the other way, but there's the door. Now, the only thing left to do for the gate, which I might lapse, probably won't lapse, but is just to make this thing thick. That's literally all we have to do. Fill it in with obsidian, endstone, deep slate, fill it. Yeah, it's huge. Right, so ladies, fellas, it's been well over a year since that last clip was recorded. I basically could not keep up with schoolwork, basketball, and playing the game, so the player base kind of faded out as I had to take more breaks, and I wasn't playing by myself, you know what I mean? So what really got me back into it was Gear and Tayden had always wanted to play, and they still wanted to play, so I kind of like revived the server. But playing with them, I was able to finally finish this great gate. Finally. We've got some buttons on the wall for illusion on how to get in. I put some creaking hearts here as a defense. I told you I wanted like snow golems, but this works pretty well as well. And then we topped off the top with some slabs, which is pretty great. I might do a little bit more to it, but pretty happy with it. Bro, in 2 weeks from now, I'm legally an adult. Now, one of the other things I said I wanted to do before I got this video out was to build a food farm. We never really did. That little room isn't going to serve, so I just put together a couple chicken farms. I need to breed some more so it speeds up, but pretty happy with it. And from there, you would think life is good until, while Gear was traveling to find himself a base, he ends up dying, right? And then uses his elytra to fly back, and then somehow spots this. Somehow, however high up he was, he somehow spots the beacon, Flies down, he's like, oh my goodness, I found your base. Since then, he's put his home pretty close. It's like 2,000 blocks in that direction. We'll go check it out. Alright, so here we are. Since finding my base, I guess he's been helping me on certain projects, so I guess we sped up the production. But I told him we needed an XP farm. He built himself that. He built himself his own fish farm down there. And now he's dealing with villagers. And he doesn't know I already have villagers. And I don't want to get the same enchants and stuff, but I have to play like I don't. And yeah, we're setting that up. You know, you might be wondering why when nobody plays, but just in case something happens, you gotta have a backup plan. Now, an example of one of those projects, with his combined help, we went and made a blaze farm. So that will improve one of the things from earlier. So the last thing we need to do for this video is build this gigantic creeper farm by Silent Whisper. Okay, and after a long while, 2 years to be exact, we finally have a creeper farm. The only problem is, in the 2 years that we were waiting to get this uploaded, you know, because we couldn't build the creeper farm, the very last update that they released, that's kind of loud, the very last update they released made it to where mobs can spawn on path blocks, so now it's broken. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching. I might never make another Minecraft video, but we shall see.